hand rolling. Okay, we did single hand rolling, now we do double hand rolling. But first of all, let's just start with just doing with one hand. So this is what's happening. So my time is going into a bomb. And what he's doing is nothing. He's just resting his focus out, and it doesn't even change. See, notice his hand, he's not changing at all. Okay, so I'm going from time to bomb, to time to bomb. Okay, now my other hand is doing what he's doing. He's going from time to bomb, and I'm just doing my focus out. Okay, once again, my focus out is just resting on his hand. I'm not pressing down. I'm not just touching and just touching it. I'm actually just using the weight of my arm and just putting it there. Okay? So he's doing the time and bomb, and I'm just resting here. So let's combine it now. Okay? So I have time, bomb. Okay? So here. And that's what we're doing. Okay? Now, when you're first starting to do this, you want to try to do it really slow, so you make sure you have your positions properly. Okay? So when you're doing the time here, I can tell that this is too close to your body, so you gotta relax your shoulders. Okay? But see, the problem a lot of people have is when they bring in their elbow, they tend to go like this, right? So try to keep your shoulders square, but elbow in. And if your pecs are too big, you might have problems with this, so just do your best. Okay? So this should be a little bit angled up, like that. Okay? But you don't want it to be too low, you don't want it to be too high. Okay? So just like in Sifu David, we're learning how to do the Tan Sao. Tan Sao means to lay flat, so this should be fairly flat, so it controls this part, right? It controls this part. If it's here, it doesn't control. I can move out. If it's here, I have more problem moving out. Just you can feel it, right? Like now you can't feel it. Okay? So that's why this is flat. Okay? And your thumb shouldn't stick out that much. Okay? And fingers a little bit more relaxed. Yeah. So your thumb, try to keep it in, fingers relaxed. But still flat, facing up. Okay, good. So that is your Tan Sao, and my hand is on focus out like this. Okay, so let's just go to the bomb now. Let's just see how you're doing there. Okay, so that's good. Maybe a little bit in, and this should be almost pointing straight towards me. No, not my center, but straight line. Okay, and this can be straight. Okay, so you don't want your bomb like this. You want a bomb at least on a flat or your hand a little bit lower than your elbow. Okay, so but this is okay. Some people want to go here, but you don't want to go here. You see the difference? Okay, let's turn this way a little bit. Now turn towards the camera. Okay. So your bomb style can be like this. It can be a little bit like this, but make sure your shoulder is lower. Just relax the arm a little bit. Okay? But you don't want it like this. Okay? So that's what you want. So over time, actually I'm doing like this. So you go to the bomb. Okay? So my focus is just resting on there. So when we do it slow, which one here? Okay, so here. So every time you go change position, you want to check all your positions. Okay. Ideally, you want to have a line or a pin go through the wrists, all four of our wrists. That's the idea. Okay. And right now your time's a little low, a little bit higher. Okay. So they're very quite close together here in the middle. Okay. So let's do a switch slowly. Good. So once you switch to this position, you just make sure you check everything's okay. Make sure your elbows are in, make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Okay. Make sure this is more in the middle, that's better. Okay. Alright, so now let's switch again. Okay. So good. Elbows in. Okay. And it should be in a little bit more, so it just should be a spike in the middle here. This should be a little bit higher. Good. Okay, so we'll explain exactly why this position is very important, but right now we're just going to just visually get used to it and physically get used to it. Okay, so from here, let's switch one more time. Okay, so The first step is to just check every time, make sure it's in the right position, make sure it's in the middle, make sure your elbows are in, okay? Make sure your shoulders are relaxed and just square. And then you do slowly again, okay? Okay, that's good. Slowly, a little higher, yeah, that's good. So it's good to have someone that has a lot of experience with this so they know how you should be. Otherwise you might practice the wrong thing, and that's no good.